Come closer. Listen, I want to tell you about a story, a prophecy that was whispered on the wind and carved into the very roots of the world tree. We're talking about Ragnarok. And you need to understand, this isn't just another story about a big battle. No, this is the final shuddering breath of an entire age. This is the twilight of the gods. You hear those words? They come from a seeress, a Volva, who saw the end of everything in a terrifying vision. This isn't some vague warning or a possibility. It is a certainty, a chilling promise that the world's final day has already been written.
So, how does the world end? Well, we're going to follow that vision act by act. We'll see the first cracks begin to form in the world. We'll hear that final, terrible horn that calls everyone to war. We'll stand right in the middle of the clash between gods and monsters. We will feel the heat of that all-consuming fire. And then, just then, we'll ask what, if anything, can rise from the ashes.
Now you might think an apocalypse starts with some huge explosion with giants or monsters, but you'd be wrong. The seeds of this ending, they were planted right inside the golden halls of Asgard. It all starts not with a roar, but with a quiet, treacherous little act that begins to pull apart the very fabric of the cosmos. It all kicks off with the death of Bald. Bald the Beautiful, the god of light, the purest soul among the Aesir. He was their joy. But through the poison and trickery of Loki, he's killed, struck down by the only thing in all creation that hadn't promised to keep him safe. And when he falls, it's not just a god that dies. Hope itself starts to die with him. The age of gods becomes an age of sorrow. The path to ruin is now wide open. Baldur's death unleashes this spiritual cold that just seeps into the heart of the world. It's called the Fimbulvetur, the Great Winter. For 3 straight years, there is no summer. First, as you see here, the sun just gets weaker, the winds bite, and the world grows dim. Then, as the cold gets worse, so does humanity. All bonds break. Brother turns against brother for a scrap of food. And finally, in that suffocating twilight, the 2 great wolves, Skoll and Hati, who've been chasing the sun and moon since the beginning of time, they finally catch their prey. They devour them. And a final, absolute darkness falls over everything. In that dark and in that cold, all of creation just holds its breath. The time for whispering prophecies is done. Now, a single sound is about to announce the final war, a sound that will shake every corner of the 9 worlds. And this is it, the Gellerhorn, the resounding horn. Heimdall, the ever-watchful guardian, has been waiting for this exact moment for all of eternity. He raises it to his lips, and one single blast thunders across the cosmos. It's the sound of an age cracking apart. There's no going back from this. God, giant, monster, human, everybody hears it, and they all know exactly what it means. The final war is here. That one sound shatters magical chains and awakens ancient hatreds. Loki, now free, sails a truly grotesque ship made from the fingernails of the dead. From the south, the fire giant Surt marches from his realm of Muspelheim, and his sword of flame burns brighter than any sun. And then there are Loki's children, his monstrous children, Fenrir the wolf, his chains broken, jaws gaping wide enough to swallow the sky, and Jormungandr, the world's serpent, coiling up from the depths of the sea, flooding the land and poisoning the very air we breathe. The armies of chaos are on the march. And so, here we are, the main event. Every power in the cosmos, every force of creation, and every agent of chaos, all converging on one single massive battlefield. This is it, the war at the end of all things. The battlefield is called Vigridr, a plain so huge it could hold all the armies of the world. And this, right here, is the absolute heart of the Norse spirit. See, the gods know the prophecy. They know how this ends. They know their own deaths are already written in stone. But they march out anyway. They don't run from fate. They face it head-on, with a weapon in their hand. The whole chaotic battle splinters into these fated one-on-one duels. Each one is a clash of cosmic ideas. You've got Odin, the Allfather, the god of wisdom, facing Fenrir, just pure, mindless chaos. You've got Thor, the god of strength and order, against the world serpent, a creature of pure, world-ending poison. And Freyr, the god of fertility and life, has to face Surt, a being whose entire purpose is just to burn everything down.
These aren't just fights, they are the final, violent arguments between creation and total oblivion. And just like the seers saw in her vision, the gods begin to fall. Odin, the Allfather, for all his wisdom, for all his magic, is swallowed whole by the wolf. 4. Mighty Thor. He manages to kill his ancient enemy, the serpent, but he only staggers 9 steps before its venom fills his lungs and he collapses, dead. And Frey, who once gave his magic sword away for love, now faces the fire giant unarmed. He pays the ultimate price. The greatest of the gods are gone. The great champions are dead. The battlefield falls quiet. But there is no victory cheer. There is only a new sound, the sound of the universe itself being torn apart. The prophecy gives us one last awful vision of the end. It's a total cosmic breakdown. The earth just sinks back into the sea, the stars fall from the sky like rain, and a great, life-eating fire just consumes everything. Because with all the gods dead, there's one figure left standing on that empty battlefield. Surt, the fire giant. And with his blazing sword, he sets the entire cosmos on fire. Absolutely nothing is spared. Not even Yggdrasil, the mighty world's tree that holds everything together, even it is consumed in the inferno. So, after the fire and after the flood, what's left? What survives? Nothing. Zero. The 9 worlds, the gods, the giants, all of it. Just ash and memory. The great story has ended in total annihilation. But is that really the end? The seeress, in her vision, she saw one last thing. Something beyond the fire, beyond the darkness. She saw a new dawn. From the waters, a new earth rises. It's green, it's beautiful. The sons of Odin and Thor walk this new world, carrying their father's spirits with them. And then, a miracle. Baldur, the beautiful, whose death started this whole catastrophe, he returns from the land of the dead, bringing light back into the world. And hiding in the woods, 2 humans survive, Leif and Lifthrasir. Their names literally mean life and the will to live. They are the seeds of a brand new humanity. And there, in the fresh green grass, the survivors find something amazing. They are the little golden game pieces that the old gods used to play with at the beginning of time. They're completely untouched by the fire and the flood. A perfect shining memory of the world that was lost. The great cosmic game has been played, and it ended in ruin. And that leaves us and them with this one massive question. The game is over, but the pieces are still here. Ragnarok was fated, it was inescapable. But now, with the board wiped clean and the pieces back in hand, can this new cycle be played differently? Or are we all just destined to repeat the same game over and over forever? That's the powerful idea this whole epic story leaves us with.